request our dear Brother Charlie, with us today. And the topic is power of renunciation and surrender. So we will begin our program with the meditation, and Brother Charlie will conduct the meditation. So I request everyone, please turn on your video so that we can have sharing of drishti, and also we can take the maximum benefit of these few minutes of meditation all together. And I request everyone to keep your video on during the whole program so that Brother Charlie can see all of us, right? And all those who need translation, so we have translation available in Chinese, French, Portuguese, Spanish, Korean, Nepali, Telugu, Hindi, and Tamil. So please select your language. So now we'll begin the program with the meditation. Om Shanti.
Let me sit and reflect deeply on the sweet words that have been spoken about seeing the beauty in each other. Baba's vision is towards my beauty. And in turn, Baba encourages me to see beyond the limited, to see beyond the past, and to see the original state of each one. Baba is taking us to the highest destination, the destination of complete purity and truth. And so many times Baba says, renunciation is the basis of fortune. Renunciation is the basis of creating my eternal fortune. When I entered the cycle, I was completely light. I carried no bondages, no weaknesses, no negative vision on myself or others. But as I came down the cycle, I accumulated so much that now at the end of the cycle, I felt so heavy, carrying the weight of my karmic story. Then Baba comes, and with so much love Baba says to me, child, now let it all go. The more you renounce what you have collected, the greater the fortune you will create, the greater the happiness you will experience. The natural way of renunciation is to fall completely in love with one. The deeper the love, I naturally begin to let go the rubbish I have collected. There's so much love, Baba says, sweet child, renounce the consciousness of your body. And reclaim your inner kingdom. When I begin to break body consciousness, I truly become the soul, and all dependence begins to go. I change from the slave to the master. The sign of the slave is that there's always some sorrow inside. The master, the one who's renounced body consciousness, remains cheerful and happy. And then Baba takes us deeper. Sweet child, renounce the senses. Sit on the throne and become the master of the sense organs. If I see something, I hear something, and I let it into my mind to drive my thinking, I am still the slave. The one who renounces the senses is never deceived or influenced. And then Baba takes us even deeper. Children, renounce the consciousness of bodily relationships. Become the conqueror of attachment. The conqueror of attachment is not attracted to anyone, but also does not have dislike for anyone. The one who has renounced the consciousness of bodily relationships will not even take support from another, because now is the time to settle all my karmic story and not sustain or even grow my karmic story. Baba is the highest teacher, and Baba is taking me to the highest destination. The more I fall in love with one, I naturally renounce and I create my eternal fortune. Baba says, renunciation is the foundation of deep meditation. The more I renounce, the closer I feel to Baba, the deeper my connection, the more joy I feel. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So, welcome, Brother Charlie. And here we have our Avyakti Youth Group, and they would like to do a special welcome to you. So, welcome.
Shanti, Brother Charlie. You are a special jewel marked in Baptada's eyes. Today, we would like to share some special blessings that you have received from Avyak Baptada.
Om Shanti, Brother Charlie. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. We are so happy to have you here. We can truly see the sparkle of happiness in your eyes, and you are truly an inspiration for all of us.
Dear angel brother Charlie, Bob Dada says you take a chance in everything, and that is very good. Bob Dada is pleased to see the result of your service. Zeal and enthusiasm are always visible on your face.
Angel brother Charlie. Bob Dada says whilst constantly swinging in the swing of happiness, you constantly continue to move forward in happiness and with love for the revelation. Congratulations for your pure and elevated thoughts.
Dear Angel Brother Charlie, Bob Dada says you are one of the first fruit that emerged. You are giving a very good return. Humility easily enables you to carry out the task of renewal.
Om Shanti. Dear angelic brother Charlie, Bapdada says this transformation you have brought is very good. You listen to everyone, merge it, and then give everyone love, which is the basis of your success.
Dear Angel Brother Charlie, you are the original. Bap Dada says you are the original jewels from the beginning. Bap Dada is happy that the original jewels of service abroad, are very good servers. You are tireless and will also move forward.
Dear Angel Brother Charlie, Bap Dada says, you have received the blessing of being immortal. You have received the immortal blessing from birth. You have remained immortal, and you will remain immortal. It is good.
One virtue that we should all imbibe from Brother Charlie is that of happiness. No matter the situation, no matter the circumstance, Brother Charlie is always smiling and is constantly happy, and also enables others to move along with that same happiness, zeal, and enthusiasm.
Welcome, Brother Charlie.
I start now. Well,
there's only one. My only thought is to be with the one, to open my eyes to see the one, for my heart to feel. Charlie भी तो आती है. अच्छा है, बाप दादा को खुशी होती है, तक भी है और आगे बढ़ने वाली. Only the love of one, unlimited and eternal is the love of one. Baba Singh Charlie Bhai, he was full time in this, so Baba likes it. Baba is happy to see the result of the service you have done. From everyone's face, the zeal and enthusiasm is felt. It's very good.
And one of my favorite moments where Baba said, children, if you keep 5 feelings, you will become an angel. Who wants to become an angel?
Angels don't walk, they always fly. Travel first class beyond the sky. Angels don't walk, no they don't walk, they prefer to fly. What's with the burden?
Feelings of love and cooperation first. Feelings of benevolence. Feelings of zeal and enthusiasm. Feelings of belonging.
Only the love of one, unlimited and eternal is the love of one.
Feelings of soul consciousness.
There is only one, only the love of one. Merato ekshibaba du sarana koi. Merato ekshibaba du sarana koi. Yeah.
Om Shanti. Special welcome to our brother Charlie. So, did you like our little presentation from Avyakti Parivar? Yes. So that was a little gift for you from Avyakti Parivar, and really it's amazing to see you in this different poses, and it feels like we are also with you there. Thank you so much, and we are eagerly waiting to hear from you. This is an interesting topic, power of renunciation and surrender. So I request Avyakti Parivar, first of all, let's welcome Brother Charlie with one hand, waving one hand to him. Welcome. Yes, look, there's a huge, unlimited family here in Avyakti Parivar, and everyone is waving and welcoming you, Brother Charlie. So beautiful. Thank you so much. And here we have a special Avyakti Bhavan garden flower for you from Moini Didi. So everyone, you also can put your hands. Yes. So beautiful. Wonderful. So we'll be listening to Brother Charlie now on the topic of power of renunciation and surrender. And then there is much more after that. So please be with us until the end. You all will get a wonderful experience being with Brother Charlie. So welcome. And now we'll listen from him. Om Shanti.
So thank you from the heart to each and every one. And it was like a trip down memory lane for myself, seeing all those lovely meetings with Bap Dada, and especially I'd really love to thank Moini Didi and Sister Bhumi and the whole team for having me. It's really an honor for me to be a part of Avyakti Parivar. And actually, I really wanted to thank all of you on behalf of Australia and Asia, because I know just how much sustenance Avyakti Parivar has given to the whole region. And I was even thinking as I was watching tonight that, you know, the Lokik world follows the Alokik world, and all the customs and systems of the confluence age begin at this time, and then they're followed later. And in a sense, you know, the content of world television really comes from America. And I was just feeling that even the content of Avyakti Parivar is sustaining really the world family, the Brahmin family. So really, thank you so much. It was incredibly touching. And actually, I asked Sister Bhumi, or she asked me what to talk about. And I gave a few subjects, and she suggested this one, because I think it takes me to the heart of this life, because it reminds me that we have the highest teacher and we are on the highest destination. And in a sense, in this life, we have to let everything go. And the more we let everything go, we receive everything in return. We receive a full heart from Baba. And so many times Baba says renunciation and surrender are the basis of fortune. And when I began my Brahman journey, I was living in London. I started when I was just 22 years old. And I have a memory when I was leaving London to go back to Australia. I met with Daddy Jenki. And she said to me, she gave me a lot of good wishes and blessings as Daddy did. And she said, you have progressed, but now become powerful. I remember her saying that because I think still many things used to affect me, you know, a bit sensitive here and there, and a lot of things used to still affect me. And for a few years, I used to really think, well, how do you become powerful? Because many times I feel we do become sweet, we do become loving, we do become peaceful. But Baba really wants us to become strong, stable, unshakable, immovable. And in 1982, Baba spoke a very famous series of mulis, which I think you all know. We often call them the renunciation mulis, or even the 7-day course of renunciation. And really, in a sense, from those mulis, I understood really what this life is really about. What does it mean to be a Raj Yogi? And in a sense, Baba gave the formula to become spiritually powerful. And I often feel that renunciation is letting go the rubbish I've collected. That's my body consciousness, my negativity, my desires, my impurity. But surrender is letting go all the things of value that I have. Because all of us come to Baba and we carry with us our skills, our talents, our education, our wealth, our time, our energy. And, you know, really, in my observation on this amazing journey, this wonderful life that we're all on, sometimes we recognize Baba, and that has such an impact. I've found God, I've come home, this is where I belong. And instantly we surrender. We surrender our time for Baba, we surrender our energy, we even give our wealth to Baba. And we do. And we also begin the journey to that deep renunciation of the rubbish that I've collected. But along the way, sometimes we struggle with renunciation. It's not so easy to become pure and let go the vices. And if that goes on for a period of time, then it's like I feel a bit empty inside. I've let go all my image in the world, but I'm struggling a little bit in my journey with Baba. And so that's when sometimes the vision goes back to those things that I've really surrendered. And this is why I think both things need to go together. And I remember that Baba said, renunciation and surrender equals becoming a trustee. And Baba said, this is the method for progress in this spiritual life. Because it means that I move along without dependence, without attachment. And in a sense, this prepares me to have deep meditation. I think in the have this unadulterated, deep, loving link with one. But we know when we sit to remember Baba, the mind goes here, the mind goes there in so many directions. And so Baba was saying that when there's the renunciation of the rubbish, that doesn't influence me. And if I surrender the things of value, that doesn't influence me. So really the soul is able to really have that unadulterated link with one. And so that sort of method, that formula, when I have this renunciation, I have this surrender, then I can truly become the trustee and I'm able to have that quality. As Baba often says, when I'm a trustee, I can really practice to be bodiless. And I remember once Baba said that Surrender is using everything according to Baba's directions. Surrender is using everything according to Baba's directions. And Baba said that the 6 things which we all have, our thoughts, our words, our actions, our time, our money, our energy, if we use them according to how Baba suggests, then that surrender creates my fortune. But if I use them according to what I want, I use my thoughts to be critical of people, as Moini did was so beautifully sharing before, then I'm not really following, I'm not really surrendered in the way Baba wants. But renunciation, I remember Baba said renunciation is stepping away from the consciousness of mine, and my right to that thing is finished. Renunciation is stepping away from the consciousness of mine, and my right to that thing is finished. And when we're able to step away from this consciousness of mine, then really I think that's when my fortune really opens up. And in these mulis, and I've read them so many times, and I imagine many of you have too, but Baba took us through those 3 steps. And I'll just touch on them briefly because I know there's not so much time. But the first is the renunciation of the consciousness of the body. And Baba said that just as a sannyasi, a true sannyasi, leaves his home, he will never go back. A true Brahman will leave his home of the body and is never attracted in thought again. Never attracted to my body in thought. And Baba said, what is the attitude of a renunciate? Is that this body I keep in trust. I keep this body in trust for Baba. It's like I'm a guest in this body. And when we really do this work of renunciation of the consciousness of this body, then Baba said we reclaim our authority. Body consciousness is broken, and I really become soul conscious. And Baba said that all dependency begins to finish, and I move from the slave to the master. I move from the slave to the master. And I remember Baba was saying that the sign of the slave is there's always some little bit of sorrow on my face. The soul who's still a slave gets easily upset by small things. And so Baba said the master is really the one who remains cheerful and happy. And I remember reading these mulis because Baba said something like, is there any difficulty, any individual, any object, or any situation that takes you down from your self-respect? And I think this is why we love Baba, because Baba sets such a high standard. Because when anything external is taking me from my self-respect, it's sort of showing me I'm still a slave to the old consciousness of the body. And so Baba setting the foundation for renunciation. And then he said, the second is the renunciation of the consciousness of the sense organs. And I think you will remember, Baba, it was very entertaining because Baba used this little story that when a mouse comes, a cat comes to chase it away. And when the cat comes, the dog comes to chase it away. And when the dog comes, a lion or a tiger comes to chase it away. And Baba was meaning that the mouse is like the eyes. You know, sometimes I'm deceived by what I see. And then the ears deceive me. And then the old sanskaras deceive me. So I'm constantly being influenced and deceived. And the way I sort of look at it is that I, the soul, sit on the throne, the sovereign inside. And I see someone's behavior. I see some injustice that I feel is unjust. I let it through my eyes and it starts to drive my thinking. So it's like I'm still subservient to what I see. I hear a comment, I hear a criticism. I let it through my ears into my mind and it drives my thinking. And Baba said the sign of the soul who's really the renunciate of the sense organs is that they're not deceived or influenced. But probably one of the most interesting ones which really touched me was when Baba was talking about the renunciation of the consciousness of bodily relationships, whether lokic or alokic. And Baba said that this is really becoming the conqueror of attachment. And Baba said the one who is the conqueror of attachment is not attracted or repulsed. Either side does not have dislike. And Baba was saying that when there's dislike, you can't get that individual out of your mind. Even when you go to remember Baba, your mind, in the way that we've been listening to Baba's words tonight in Moini Didi, your mind goes to the defect and you can't really remember Baba. And Baba said an extraordinary thing. He said that disliking someone is a royal form of selfishness. Why? Because they don't behave in the way I like. And so because they're not behaving according to what I feel is appropriate, I generate these feelings of dislike. And Baba took us so deep because Baba then went on to say that sometimes in this journey to letting go everything I've collected, to this renunciation to become pure, we take support of someone. One gives support and the other takes support. And Baba said that we come to Baba to clear our account, and sometimes we go into further bondage. And so Baba was really going so deep, encouraging us to become completely free. And he went on to say there's like 3 households that we need to renounce: the lokic household, the household of the body, and the household of service. And those 3 things are really fascinating because Baba talked about 3 types of renunciates. The first, the renunciates, and Baba said that with Gyan and Yoga, they renounce the world, renounce bodily relationships, etc. But sometimes they struggle a little bit. And so sometimes there's the Brahman sanskaras and sometimes other sanskaras. And then Baba talked about great renunciates. They renounce the household of the body and they renounce the lokic household. And Baba said they let go the iron chains, but they're caught in the golden chains. And Baba described their thinking that I'm a very good teacher. I'm a special child of Baba. I'm a yogi, you know? So it's like the soul has renounced so much. The lokic world, the lokic household, even the household of the body. But in a sense is stuck in the household of service. And then Baba talked about the greatest renunciates. And Baba so sweetly described how they really are completely, they have the feeling I'm an instrument of Baba. This is all Baba's work. Baba said they're truly egoless in that way. And I really love these mulis. I'm sure you've read them at some point. And if you haven't, I feel they're one of the clearest ways to really outline a step-by-step approach to really letting go, renouncing the consciousness of the body, the sense organs, relationships. And finally, even Baba said, the final renunciation is the consciousness that I've renounced. So Baba takes us to such an incredibly high standard. But anyway, it's just about this subject, which is really a subject close to my heart. But once again, I really just want to say heartfelt thanks for that incredibly lovely video, and really to Moini Didi, to Sister Bhumi, to the whole team that puts on this incredible event every night. It's really a wonder of the Confluence Age, and probably one of the most beautiful things to take birth out of COVID is Avyakti Parivar, and which doesn't just sustain this country, but the whole world. So thank you so much. Thanks from it's really a pleasure to be with you. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
And
Thank you.
again.
But we want to hear more. We won't let you go soon. But we want to give you a little break.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So in our little break, we have wonderful presentation from our Kumars. So this is a little break and we will come back to you again. And so please, Avyakti Parivar, stay back with us. There are much more that we will be listening from Brother Charlie. So now for a few minutes, our Kumars have put together something to entertain all of us and also to Brother Charlie. So this is our little break. And meanwhile, Brother Charlie is saying hello to Thai family. Just to as a huge class there. So
the family from Thailand.
Shanti.
स्वागत करते हैं दिल से आपका, अभिनंदन करते दिल से आपका।
स्वागत करते हैं दिल से आपका, अभिनंदन करते दिल से आपका।
खिली है कलियां, सजे हैं द्वार, खिली है कलियां, सजे हैं द्वार। था इंतजार, स्वागत करते हैं दिल से आपका, अभिनंदन करते दिल से आपका। स्वागत करते हैं दिल से आपका, अभिनंदन करते दिल से आपका। चार्ली भाई ब्रदर चार्ली है, ये फरिश्ता यूं ज़मीं पे उतरा तारा है, ये उतरा तारा कितना प्यारा है। ये फरिश्ता यूं ज़मीं पे उतरा तारा है। चार्ली भाई ब्रदर चार्ली है, this angel incarnate with बाप दादा है। सबसे पहले दादी की आप पर नजर पड़ी, 22-year-old Charlie became a godly child. Many songs found Baba through our चार्ली भाई जी। ये कितने प्यारे कितने प्यारे कितने प्यारे हैं, This angel incarnate with Baap Dada hai. C for cheerful, H for honest, A for altruistic, R for royal, L for lovely, I for innocent, enthusiastic, Charlie भाई है. ये उतरे तारे कितने प्यारे हैं. This angel incarnate with बाप दादा है. चार्ली भाई वेलकम भाई, चार्ली भाई जी. Welcome to you, Charlie भाई जी.
As you finish. Others, wonderful, wonderful.
Here we are. Hello, dearest Charlie Bhai, Om Shanti.
Hello, my.
Very sweet, sweet, sweet. Welcome to you, dear brother. What can I do now after the brother's performance, after the youth group? Should I sing to you a song in French to tell you how much we love you? Can a little bit of French add anything to make you feel even more, I don't know, touch with the love of the whole family? Beaucoup d'amour, beaucoup d'amour, Charlie. The family loves you so much. And, you know, when we met you, I was 21 years old when I came to Gyan. You were 22 as well. And, you know, we saw the daddies and we saw the big brothers in India. You know, we had Jagdish Bhai, we had also Brij Mohan, Nirvar Bhai. And now the family is redesigning itself. We have the Didis that are now, you know, the pillars of the Yagya. And so you have this beautiful role as a big brother in the West. Do you feel like you're a big brother in the West now with all of us?
Not really.
No,
Not
we
really.
have King Charles.
King Charles.
In the last few days,
I was
many have
wondering
been
how we
calling
can
me.
have. I was wondering how we can have a deep conversation now after all this dancing and songs. But I was thinking that the thought was that maybe we can ask Moini Didi to play my role for one question. And we thought Moini Didi can be Eric, you can be King Charles, and we can switch roles. And maybe Didi can, launch the chit chat and ask you one question to start our conversation. Would you be willing to do that, Didi? Loving greetings also to you, and lots of love to both of you.
Yeah, I think that what all Baba's children, Brahmins, are looking for is to be consistent in their stage. And not only consistent, but they want, like to be enthusiastic, to have courage. But one of the quality which I noticed and I appreciated, there are many, of course. One is fearless and carefree, because if you can laugh properly, if you can be cheerful, and many situations come, not just as instrument, as a teacher, but in the whole region and of course all over the world. And some challenges are very personal in the sense of the role which one is playing, but you are challenged in certain ways. And if the instrument can remain stable and cheerful, I call that as more fearless, not fearing criticism, not fearing legal system or anything, and doing everything right. So Brother Charlie can share with us the secret of how he maintains that cheerfulness and fearlessness. That's what I would want to hear. So thank you so much, Moini Didi and Eric. So lovely to see you. Your beautiful, happy face shining through as well, and feel very, very close. You know what to say. I think from day one, I've just loved this life. I really have a lot of love for Baba. And I think from the beginning, quite frankly, I wasn't so stable. Could become quite sensitive in myself. But deep down in my heart, I really wanted to live a life where I wasn't so affected by anything external. And I suppose the image I have in my mind that's really helped me is that my life is connected to Baba, who's eternally stable. When my mind's connected to people and situations around me, yes, there can be this that I've tried to keep, really under the canopy of one. And that sort of helps me keep fairly stable. And I think experience is another thing too, that, the more you have experience in Brahman life, the more you learn, the more you just become like a detached observer. And I love that, rather than absorbing, just to observe. So, still on the journey, but yeah, I feel more and more stable as time goes on. Baba's blessings.
You were talking about, of course, renunciation and surrendering. And I was thinking, what if someone, because sometimes Baba makes a deal on our behalf. And he says, you've made that promise. And then you say, did I make that promise? He says, you surrendered. Did I say I did surrender? So he makes deals on our behalf sometimes. And then he says, you raise your hand. Did you not? Say, yeah, I guess I did. So we surrender, we renounce. But after a while, we realize, what if we don't really want to surrender or to renounce? Like intellectually, we want, but deep within, we feel maybe there's a resistance. So what will be your advice to someone who realizes that they don't really want to renounce certain things? They know they should, but they don't really want.
I think deep down, no one really wants to let go of anything, in a sense. And it's really, I suppose, my experience has really been that Baba's life is based on love. And recently I've been sharing a little bit. I went to Karachi 4 years ago, which just touched me so deeply. And when I went into Kunch Bhavan, where Baba lived for 14 years, or actually Baba didn't live there, but all the sisters were there. Honestly, my feeling, there was so much love in that place. And I just felt Shiv Baba came and filled Brahma Baba with so much love. He just pulled him beyond his old story, his old life. You know, look at him and his business, his family. And then all the daddies, the Bap Dada pulled them beyond. And I really feel the natural method is love. And I think the seed of this life is to fall in love with Shiv Baba. And so automatically there's a sense of renunciation. It's a natural thing. But along the way, I think some do find surrender challenging because for such a long time we've been, I suppose, attached to my successes, my talents, my skills, so many things. And yet they can, on one hand, give me so much support. On the other hand, they give me burden. You know how you feel heavy by them at the same time. So I think, really, really surrendering from the heart brings incredible power to the soul.
It seems to me there is two things involved in renunciation and surrendering, is wanting to, like the motivation, the desire, the will to do it, and knowing how to do it. And it seems to me there are two different things. I want to, but I need to know how to. So you're mentioning love definitely as a trigger, as a source of motivation. But you see, how do you keep that flame going? Because renunciation is a daily thing. It's not that we do it once and it's over. So how do you feel we need to, what do we pay attention to? So we always have that motivation to completely surrender and also to surrender.
I think that there's two focuses. Sometimes when I sort of let go, I can sort of see it as, I can be fortune focused or misfortune focused, And sometimes when I focus on all the petty misfortunes of life and the things I have to let go, I really feel, lost in that way. But when I'm fortune focused, I really focus on, the fortune that I gain through this life and letting go, then I think it's a natural sort of feeling. I'm at a point in my Brahman life that I really feel that if there's too much force or pressure, it's devotion. I'm on the path of bhakti. I really feel the path of Gyan is to fall in love deeply. And then everything comes from there. You remember Baba, and the more you remember Baba naturally, the more you transform. It's like things begin to fall off you in a natural way. My sense is that was the method that Baba used and Daddyji used. It's just, this natural approach, falling in love, naturally remembering, naturally transforming, and then you naturally serve by who you are, your face and your vibrations and your cheerfulness just naturally is serving.
What has been your process in your Brahmin life to increase your love for Baba? How do you fall in love with him more and more?
I think that I feel more and more magic in my life, and the heart just goes out to Baba. And, I feel easier and easier and more comfortable about who I am. And I just feel that so touched that I have this life with Baba. And so I just feel naturally closer and closer to him. And I think more recently, Baba's personality. Sometimes I think that, do I really know the deep and sweet and innocent and beautiful, wise personality of Shiv Baba? Sometimes I think, Eric, that this is the only time in eternity I can know God as he is. And that yearning has been in the soul for such a long time. And I just love to sit and try to, sit with a plain intellect in the early morning hours and just, allow Baba to influence me. And I explore different aspects of Baba's personality. so that it's never dry. Mm.
You must have been very touched by seeing all these pictures of you with Bab Dada, the blessings, the love from everyone. What do you do with all these when you receive that much love and blessings? What do you do with it? And I saw you were stable, you were strong, you didn't cry, you didn't feel emotional. How do you what do you do?
Well, I was so deeply touched. It was so lovely and maybe even a little bit overwhelmed, I must admit. I wasn't expecting. But this is the beauty of Baba and this incredible family. What a beautiful family. I just feel so much love for this family. And seeing some of those old photos when I was in my 20s and 30s. And now when you see how this costume has changed over time. But no, I really just, I'm in love with Baba, in love with this life, and I just love this family. So I was really, really deeply touched. And I think, the family of America is something so special. The America is so deeply special. So what can I
Well,
say?
you are a very, very special brother. And as I said, when I came to Ghana, I remember seeing you with Anthony Strano, and Ken. And for us, we were the next generation, and we were looking at the three of you, like already, the courageous one who, came and started to open the path for all of us. So I think you deserve a huge amount of love from the whole world family. I think you earned, the heart of so many. And so congratulations, Charlie Bai. And I know I can speak for so many that when we see you, we feel inspired. When we listen to you, we feel enlightened. And when we're with you, we feel strong, and we know we can also make it. So thank you for taking us on a journey. And as we ask Moinididi to engage the conversation, maybe I'd love to hear also maybe from Moinididi on, final comments on the thoughts that you shared, Brother Charlie. So maybe Moinididi, you want to conclude and share something from what you heard from Brother Charlie?
I can just say thank you so much, Eric. Really, such a delight always to be in your company, a brotherly hug. Really,
enjoying these moments.
And I feel as the Kalpa goes on, we feel closer and closer to each other, and it's the strength of this family that's going to glorify Baba. I really feel that, and what you're doing in Avyakti Parivar is a part of that incredible strength of this world family. So thank you, really thank you. I can't say enough.
Sitting here, I had been thinking about the role of brothers. And I feel it's, everything is unique within Baba's Yagya. Everything is unique. Even Baba has given the main role to sisters. But whether it is starting from 4 big brothers, and I worked with everyone. Bridman Bhai was in Delhi, Nirbhar Bhai very closely, all of them. I recognize that how beautifully we can work together, that brothers have a lot of love, respect for sisters, and sisters also have a lot of love and respect. Especially I really, really appreciate the role of brothers. And what I find in all of you, senior brothers like you and Charlie Bhai, any, or even Brother Eric, you all play like a role of parents, not only as brother, but incognito there is a lot of motherly feeling also, taking care of us in a beautiful way. And many young ones are growing in the same way. So Pandav brothers and Shakti sisters, I think it's something very magnificent. I like it. I had been thinking a lot also, I'm not going to speak in detail about our organization, that everything is so unique, Purity is unique, our love is unique, and we live together, but don't have attachment. We have a lot of love. Everything is kind of so unique, So I really appreciate you all playing this role with us and sustaining Yagya together. And we never have any conflict, no problem. So I think it's a very beautiful relationship of brothers and sisters there, and we keep a kind of role model. Ken is doing something next month in Peace Village, Dharna-based leadership. But I feel that we are leaders, in a way, and we are so much together everywhere, whether political conflict and social conflicts, but how much we are together. And there is always love and appreciation for each other. So I must say that I really have special feelings for all the brothers. Om Shanti.
Thank you, my Nididi. As usual, I admire really one aspect of your sharings is when we ask you a question, you transform the answer into a blessing. And when we ask you to ask a question, the question you asked Charlie was actually a blessing as well. So you have the art of transforming everything into blessings. And I really feel blessed every time I leave Avyakti Parivar. I feel that I was blessed. And so Charlie, you will also leave Avyakti Parivar with thousands of blessings. I know you received quite a few. I think also it's very significant that we're witnessing at the moment, and I know Brahmins are not glued to their television the whole day. Thank you. But I was at work today, and the TVs had only one thing being shown was the procession for the body of the Queen. And I was, as a Brahmin, we see everything with the lens of Gyan and the lens of Golden Age. And I was thinking, just at the end of the cycle, the procession, the rituals for the funerals of the Queen are so incredible over so many days. It's so refined. I was thinking, imagine in Golden Age, and not our death, but our crown ceremony. I was not looking for the funeral. I think it would be more simple in Golden Age, but just the royalty that has continued throughout the cycle. So I really see both of you as such a royal court. It's not just Avyakti Parivar meeting, but it's like a court. You really look like a beautiful court. And so how are we going to call you now, Charlie? Charlie Dada, Charlie Didi, Charlie Ma? We can call you Charlie Ma. But this is a very royal court. Thank you very much, Charlie. And we have one more blessing for you that I'm going to read to you. It's a beautiful blessing, especially from Avyakti Parivar. So, angelic brother Charlie, you are a special soul with a special role by virtue of possessing a mind perfumed only with love and a heart completely surrendered to God. I think it was written in French and translated in English. It's a beautiful blessing of love. So thank you for being with us. And it's lovely that, this Avyakti Parivar is taking the form of a court, a royal court today. And blessings, blessings, blessings to both of you. And lots of love and Om Shanti and good night.
Thank you so much, Eric. Lovely to be with you. Thank you, Eric.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much. Thank you to our dear brother Charlie, Didi, and also to brother Eric. It was wonderful, wonderful. And thank you for your deep sharing and wonderful sharing. I don't have any more words, but it was amazing and everyone enjoyed, right? So let's wave our one hand to say thank you to our dear brother Charlie. Yes, it's a huge family here. So you can see from all over. We have from whole region. We have from different countries. They all eagerly waited and they listened to you with so much love. So thank you to Brother Charlie from whole Avekti Parivar. So now everyone, let's remember Baba and we'll take Drishti from our dear brother and also Didi. So Om Shanti.
हजारों धन्यवाद है ओ मेरे बाबा, दिल करता तुम्हें याद है ओ मेरे बाबा।
हजारों धन्यवाद है ओ मेरे बाबा, दिल करता तुम्हें याद है ओ मेरे बाबा। ओ प्यार लुटाने वाले,
जीवन बनाने वाले,
ओ प्यार लुटाने वाले,
जीवन बनाने वाले, शुक्रिया बारंबार है ओ मेरे बाबा।
हजारों धन्यवाद है ओ मेरे बाबा,
दिल करता तुम्हें याद है ओ मेरे बाबा।
मिलन का ये मेला मनाया निराला, रथ को बड़े ही जतन से संभाला।
मिलन का ये मेला मनाया निराला, रथ को बड़े जतन से संभाला।
गुण शक्तियों से है सबको सजाया,
उमंगों के पंख दे फरिश्ता बनाया, मन पंछी आजाद है ओ मेरे बाबा।
हजारों धन्यवाद है ओ मेरे बाबा,
दिल करता तुम्हें याद है ओ मेरे बाबा।
वरदानों का बेहद खजाना है मिला, एहसानों का कैसे चुकाए है सिला।
वरदानों का बेहद खजाना है मिला, एहसानों का कैसे चुकाए है सिला। चले सिलसिला खुशियों का जहां आबाद है ओ मेरे बाबा हजारों धन्यवाद है ओ मेरे बाबा दिल करता तुम्हें याद है ओ मेरे बाबा हजारों धन्यवाद है ओ मेरे बाबा
Om Shanti. Good night, everyone. Om Shanti. Good night. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Thanks from the heart. Thank you, Moini Didi. Good night. Om Shanti.
Recording stopped.